just came home to this care package that I've been waiting for. 2 newly released discs from Latitude. And a little special something that, you know, we'll show y'all later maybe. All right, here we go. My first look at the Latitude 64 Savior. This is the prototype. Oh my gosh, nice and puddle top. Fits perfect in the forehand grip. This thing is gonna take over all of my approach duties. I already know it. Sorry, Harp. Bye-bye. Check it out, y'all. I mean, typical great feel that you expect out of that Royal Line plastic, minimal flashing. Nice and stiff too. A little cold out, but I think it'll maintain that rigidity pretty well. So super excited to see how these fly. Let's get to the course. Here we are at Hole 10 Met Center short box to show you guys how these Saviors are flying. And it's kind of nice that we got a pretty solid like 15 to 20 mile per hour headwind coming at us. A little bit off the right. This hole is 235 feet. And this is a disc that I'll probably be typically throwing for a lot of approach shots. Here and there I'll power it up off the tee on shorter holes, but it's really going to take over a lot of approach duties. So this range is one that I'll be leaning on it a lot in. Try a couple forehands, a couple backhands for you guys, and let's see how these fly. See there the torque resistance it has. I popped it over a little bit, and even in the wind it held nicely. Had a little gentle finish back right. I think into a headwind this will be a nice straight disc for you that you won't have to worry about flipping over unless you really mess up the angle. All right, I'll try 2 more forehands on a little bit of a slow run up. Once again, I've got to make sure to put it on a good hyzer release if there is headwind. I think in no wind in general this disc will be very trustworthy. I think with a little bit of wind it'll be generally straight with some good finish. I'm excited to see these in the Opto X plastic. I think when they get a little stiffer and maybe a little more puddle top, I think then they'll be really reliable in the wind. But even now, if you got the crispy releases, it's good to go. Oh, that's the one. Do it. Drop. Oh my gosh. Yeah, a little smoother there using my legs, and you could see on the clean release how it fought even against that headwind and still had a good finish left. Now admittedly, I don't have the cleanest release on the forehand, so you guys might have better results into the headwind than I just did there. But I think when I released it clean, the disc showed no signs of wanting to flip over, good integrity, and I think on a backhand clean release, it's gonna be no trouble here. Nice little swing hyzer, we can kind of use the wind here. Once again, we're in that 240 range. Sailed it up, dropped it down. I'll try to throw a little tighter line here. As you can see, really doesn't want to turn at all. It's going to hold that hyzer angle nicely, and let's try straight at it, maybe a little anhyzer. Into a headwind, it held that turn for a little bit, but then fought its way back to finishing slightly left. So I think in a headwind, like I said, it'll be a nice straight flyer. When you get into those calm situations or even tailwinds, it's going to be nice and overstable, dependable. Very versatile approach disc. Typically at 315, this will be a pioneer range for me, but we're going to see how these things power up. Once again, we got a pretty strong right to left headwind here. Quite the best angle, but you could see it holding on that hyzer nicely. Finished right. Let's try one more. Wind's picking up. See what it's got.
Go in the hole!
I had a bit of a hard time getting it to finish right in this much headwind when I'm powering it up around the 300 foot mark, but like I said, ideally I'm going to be throwing this disc around 275 or less. And I think as long as there's not a headwind, I could attack this hole with this disc, but this wind's not really allowing it. Let's see how it comes out on our backhand right here. Once again, we're at 315 feet. gosh, it's so good that it went out of bounds, bounced off the rocks back in. The saver will save you guys. Let's try getting a little lower. But as you can see on that backhand, it can handle all the power you want to put into it. And if you have a clean enough forehand release, a la little Jeremy Coling, a little buttery smooth guy, you could probably throw a forehand in this wind too. That's not me though. Oh, I like that one. Yeah, even on pretty much max power into some headwind, I could see it kind of standing up a little bit on that hyzer, but never wanted to get the flat. Still held that integrity. Good little finish. One more for you guys. Or you know what? We'll throw a little turning shot with it. Oh my gosh, I thought I was about to ace it. As you can see, it held that turn nicely. Even though I ripped on it pretty hard, fought back to flat. I think I'm really gonna be loving the Savior, especially a couple months from now when I've thrown it 500-600 times and I've really fleshed out all the different angles, all the different winds. That's gonna conclude our review of the Latitude 64 Savior. This new disc is one that we've been sorely needing in the lineup. We didn't really have a disc that you could rip on the forehand approach, and this one is gonna fill that bill nicely. It'll help kick the Harps out of my bag a little bit. I'll still be kind of using them as I figure the Savior out some more, and until they come out with maybe a slightly stiffer, more overstable version of this, I'll probably keep the Glow Harp in my bag. But honestly, if all you guys are looking for something shallow that fits nice in the backhand and the forehand grips and has a good straight flight with a dependable finish, the Savior is it. Make sure to like and subscribe. Thank you guys for joining, and we'll see you guys next month, or maybe even sooner, with a review of the new Honor. A sweet fairway driver that I've been ripping on, and it's really surprised me with its stability and its push. So we'll see you next time.